Welcome to Scared Out of Our Collective Heads. I'm Patrick. We're back with Tanner.
Hello.
And it's Halloween. And of course, we're talking about Halloween.
When you think of Halloween, what other classic movie is there to think of?
My Little Pony? I'd say, along with a handful of other movies, this solidified the slasher genre in a way that Black Christmas couldn't. Black Christmas is probably the primary, if you don't count Psycho, of the slasher films. But I think Halloween is the first one that knocked it out of the park and created the slasher genre and formula.
And also set a standard for independent films as well. It's still technically the most successful independent film of all time.
Yes, it is. So along with Blair Witch and all these other movies, Halloween did it before them, and it did it better because you can still watch Halloween and really enjoy it.
Exactly.
Blair Witch, I can, but some people can't.
Yeah. Well, the new one could be promising, but as long as it doesn't have some kid standing in a corner, you know.
I can't wait for the new one. There is a kid standing in the corner at one point in the movie. We'll see what he's doing. But this is also one of the first movies for Jamie Lee Curtis,
Exactly.
who has a lineage in the Scream genre. So it's really cool to see her in this role. But the idea of Michael Myers, and at least in the first movie, he is a psycho who has come back to kill his sister.
Mm-hmm.
And there's really not anything supernatural about him in the first movie. He just keeps going, but it's not, it's not taken to the effect that Friday the 13th takes it in the later movies.
Well, Friday the 13th kind of started off, he's just a normal guy. They kind of made him a zombie later on. But
they did.
With Michael Myers, they almost went that direction.
Yeah.
But
well, Michael Myers went a slightly different direction in the sixth one.
Depending on which cut you watched.
Yeah. So
if you watch the producer's cut, there was the whole cult thing he was a part of. But
no,
you had to really dig to see that one.
Exactly. The first two basically work perfectly together because it's all within the same night. So I actually recommend watching these two movies, marathon those two for Halloween. That's what I like to do.
And, the second one's actually my favorite. I actually like the second one better than the first one.
The second one has some great kills, has some great tension.
My absolute favorite part of the movie, it just looks still badass to this day when he's coming from the outside of the hospital and he's walking to the doors and he just literally just walks through the glass door. No effort whatsoever. It's such a badass scene.
Effort. Well, and the drowning / burning.
Oh, yes.
It's beautifully done. Great movie. I would say skip the third one if you're wanting a Halloween movie. The third one is its own entity.
Well, you know that John Carpenter originally intended Halloween to be an anthology series.
I do.
He only wanted Michael Myers really to be the first movie, and then after that, he was going to do different things, but people clamored and wanted more Michael Myers, so he did the second one and then moved on with his anthology series. It just did not work out, and they went back to Michael Myers.
And I think if Halloween 3 was Halloween 2, then I think it would have sat a lot easier on people because it would have been an anthology. Having seen two Michael Myers movies and then a third not have him in it is a little confusing. I think if it could have worked as an anthology, especially because similar to Friday the 13th, in some respects, every time you watch one of the sequels, you kind of pick it apart, and there's things you don't like because they're not as good as the first two.
Right.
I'd say Friday the 13th is similar in that, but to me, Halloween 1 and 2 are the best.
Right.
And from there, they lose touch with what it's all about. So,
what'd you think of the Rob Zombie remake?
I have problems with the kid, and everything else I'm okay with. I know it's I actually really am a big fan of Rob Zombie. My problem with the remake, the first remake at least, the first movie, was humanizing Michael too much and showing him as a kid too much.
Yeah.
I think that if you can fast forward through a bit of that, I think the rest of the movie is really good. It's very Rob Zombie though.
Oh yeah, I feel it suffered a lot of the same problems the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street did.
Yes,
where they said they tried to humanize him. They tried to make it seem like, oh, he wasn't such a bad guy after all. Trying to make you feel for him. It's like, he's just a psychotic killer. You're not supposed to feel.
There are certain people you're supposed to feel for. You're not supposed to feel for Michael Myers.
Exactly,
and you're not supposed to feel for Jason Voorhees either. You can feel for his mother. But Jason, there's nothing to him.
Yeah.
Michael is Dr. Loomis describes him perfectly about the cold black eyes, and there's nothing behind him.
Nothing behind those eyes.
Meaning, don't talk about it. He just is psycho. So that's my big problem with it. I think that the second one he tried to do a little better, but again you have visions of his mother that keep popping up, and again humanizing him a little too much.
Yeah,
I think
the second movie, the Rob Zombie one, was just garbage.
Yes,
it was just horrible.
It really was, and I think that the problem was Rob Zombie was trying to make what he wanted of a Halloween movie, and I don't think it was what I wanted. I don't think it's what a lot of fans wanted, but it's his vision of Halloween.
Right.
That being said, I love House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects and a lot of his other movies, and I can't wait to watch 31.
31 is promising.
As of taping this, I haven't seen it. As you're watching this, I will have seen it, so you'll know my opinion on it. But
you know they are remaking Halloween again.
They're remaking Friday the 13th again as well.
Yeah, I know. Which I didn't mind the remake of Friday the 13th. I thought Derek Mears did a pretty decent job as Jason.
I actually just watched that 2 nights ago, and I still enjoy it. I think it nails the kids and a lot of other aspects of the movie.
It remakes the first 3 movies.
Yes.
And does a very decent job of doing so.
And that's what I really liked about it. But anyways, we were talking about Halloween. So yeah, go check out Halloween if you've not checked it out.
It just shows how inspirational Halloween is and how it can spread out to many different movies and genres. It shows how big of a movie it was.
Exactly. It was that good. So I highly recommend, if you haven't seen it, marathon through 1 and 2, and you'll really enjoy it. Take care, guys.
Don't ever do that ever again.
Sorry.
Take 3.
I don't know how improv we can go.
Uh-huh.
Right. Do it from the beginning?
Just keep it rolling, man.
Okay.